Hi guys, welcome back to another Call of Duty Mega Construx unboxing and review video. So up today we have the new 2019 World War II Battle Pack. So the set includes 18 micro action figures, which is a little misleading because actually there are only 16 micro action figures and then one dog on each side. So as you can see in front of you is everything included. So this includes the scenery pieces, the 50 cal machine gun, and the figures on both sides. So the set includes 415 pieces. I purchased this off of Amazon. It was a pre-order. I had it pre-ordered for about 3 months. It got delivered this week, so as of the time of this video, I believe they are available on Amazon. I don't know if they're only accepting or shipping out those pre-orders. I don't know if it's kind of one of those situations where you might have to wait a little bit. So as you can see in the back, this is set up similar to the older Legends line where they have one of the set of figures on the left side, which is the Axis soldiers, and then on the right side we see the Allied soldiers. So the box is pretty big. We're not going to do a huge close-up onto it. As you can see, it's already having a hard time being framed. But on the back side, we have a lot of that really nice display art that we always see. That's going to include everything in the set. On the right side, we have 91 accessories. That includes a lot of those M1 Grands, those shotguns, like the M1903 sniper rifles that we've seen before, and then a lot of accessories. So right off the bat, before we get into looking at the figures, a lot of these figures are the same, right? So we're not going to spend a lot of time on that, given the fact that these figures, with the exceptions of a few repaints, are essentially the same as we've seen with the enemy troop pack, as well as a lot of the Allied troops that we've seen. So why don't we start with the Axis side first. So here is the Hound that we get, which is looks like a wolf. It's not a bad paint job in any scheme. They are articulated. The legs are individually articulated, so they move independently. Head's on a ball point or a ball peg, ball joint. Neck is on a hinge. Same with the tail. And again, those legs move freely. It's pretty tight within, so as you can see when you move the legs, the tail will move, but it is independent. That just has to do with the fact that they are very tight joints. All right, so first up for the enemy soldiers, we have, again, just one of our enemy soldiers in that gray fatigue uniform. Nothing really new here. One thing to note that's pretty nice though is the shotgun that's included with this actually has different paint scheme that we got. So it's a darker gray, almost a black forward grip, as well as the stock of the shotgun. So that looks pretty nice. A little, I mean, again, older mold, but a new paint job. Next up is the German medic. So what's cool about this is I can't tell if this is, I mean, I'm assuming this has to be set in like a wintry theme. Some of the troops are definitely have like cold weather gear, and then others have a just fatigues and gear that don't make sense for a winter theme. So I don't know if they're just trying to cover all bases, but the medic definitely in a winter theme. So on his left shoulder bicep area, you see that really nice medic symbol right there. And then what's cool on this guy is on his helmet, he has that cross as well, to signify that he is a medic. Now, I am very well aware that medics back in World War II did not carry firearms, but the set includes firearms for all of them, so I just wanted to show you everything equipment-wise that was available with the set. Next one up is just kind of a standard infantry guy. So he's got the newer style German slanted pouches for his chest rig. He's got an M1 Grand, but again, similar to that shotgun, it's a different paint schematic, so it's got like a black undertone, so, you know, it's not accurate in any sense. The Kar-98s the Germans were using weren't painted in black or black, but I think it's their way to signify, at least Mega Construx's way to signify that this is an Axis weapon. So, needless to say, it is pretty cool. It's got included with it is one of the newer German-style backpacks, which is always nice to get some of those additional pieces. So really nice looking figure. Next up is the German pilot. So a reused piece for the head, and you know, a little bit of a bummer. As you can see on mine, I have some paint splotching. So right above that left eye, Looks like the goggles kind of ran down into the face. So not very clean. That's kind of been a theme for this set. There's a lot of paint splotching, a lot of just quality control issues, but needless to say, not too bad. He's got, again, gray fatigues, brown boots, like a yellowish tan style load-bearing equipment for his chest rig, and then he has one of those 1903 sniper rifles, which again is not accurate to what the Germans were carrying, but that is what we get for the set. Next up is another, what I'm assuming to be some type of infantry soldier or officer for that matter, given his hat. He is packaged as well with that M1 Grand. He's got, what we can see here, he's got one of the newer style pouches from the German side, so that's pretty nice. Gray fatigues, black lower bottoms, and then he's got one of the newer style German backpacks, so that is pretty cool as well. And then we have our German officer that has a revolver. I don't know what type of revolver, I'm not a revolver guy. With almost, it's like a bluish metallic jacket with the arms, and then he's got a black undershirt. And so this is similar to what the SEALs, like what Mega Construx has used in the past for their Navy SEALs and stuff. So it's kind of an odd choice for a jacket for an officer, but I don't know the reasoning behind that. Another one of the German troops. So we have another infantry style German troop, and this is what's pretty cool about this guy is, so he has the, obviously the newer style pouches that are slanted, but he comes with one of the stick grenades. So these are actually, if I can get it out of his hand. So these are just similar, like reused parts. So it's just a rod with one of those half caps that they've plugged in to symbolize and to create a stick grenade, but it looks really nice. It looks accurate, and it is definitely one of those things where they didn't have to create a new mold to give the appearance of what it's looking for, and for a play feature, it looks great. Looks accurate. I would like to see the handle, if there was a possibility to get that kind of handle broken down to about half to make it a little more micro action figure scale, but again, that is me being extremely picky. Very happy to see that inclusion. That is really, really neat. And then last up for the Axis line is their Flame Trooper, or their Pyro dude for the Axis side. So this, interesting enough, he's got like a modern style gas mask head on a German style helmet. He is packaged with, like, the backpack is the older backpack that we get for the Allied Flame Troop, and then he comes packaged with that tube. Now what's interesting about this is, so this is a rod, and then the two pieces that have like that T intersection to create a handle for it, and then the flame piece that we all know, and at least I don't love, because it looks all, it's not a clean mold in any sense. It's got some garbage in mine. But what's interesting enough is that this is their attempt to make a German style flamethrower, but we get packaged in with one of the additional weapons, the actual flamethrower weapon. So I don't know why they included this build. It doesn't make sense. I'm not very knowledgeable about flamethrowers the German army used, but I don't think it was that large in comparison to a human body. So correct me if I'm wrong. If you know that, or if this is accurate, please let me know, because that's one of the things that kind of definitely threw me for a loop. And then finally, for the Axis side, we have this really nice kind of scenery piece, which is on the inside. It's just a few studs that are kind of built up with and then we have some horizontal building techniques to get this slanted piece clipped on in place, and then used as additional cover, which looks pretty nice to say the least. And then additionally, with the Axis guys, they came with two additional stick grenades, 2 additional firearms, and then I think it was one other pouch. For the Allied Troops, we have, again, the same mold for the dog. Sorry, my camera is going in and out of focus. Let's get this guy to focus. Okay. So, same mold. It looks more to me like a German Shepherd, which is kind of an odd inclusion for the Allies, you know, so even though we were using them, but, you know, given the fact I would think a German Shepherd would be packaged with the Axis enemies, given the name. But again, I don't make the, you know, decisions behind that. Same articulation for it. Dog looks really nice. Reminds me a lot like Riley, which was included for the Ghosts dog. He doesn't have the chest rig, but he does have the peg for it. So if you do have an extra one lying around and you want to modernize this, or if your Riley broke and you're looking at you know, replacing them, this is a good way to do that. So first up for the Allied soldiers, we have a very standard green fatigues, you know, brown pants, trooper with one of those 1903 style sniper rifles. We have one of the newer-esque style backpacks. I think Woods in the Heroes line was the first one that had this included with him, which looks pretty nice to say the least, but nothing really spectacular about this guy. We have our Allied medic out of the group, and so he has brown torso, green pants. He's got that, again, that white bicep kind of sleeve of sorts over his left bicep to signify he's a medic, and then he's got that really nice medic insignia on his helmet as well, with one of the newer style helmets that shows kind of like that. It almost looks like there's that cloth material over the helmet to keep it dry, which looks really nice. I'm a really big fan of the newer style helmets that they're including for the World War II line. And then besides that, nothing really special. You know, all older style tactical equipment on his load-bearing equipment. You know, a traditional M1 Grand in that traditional color that we've received from day one on Legends. Next one up is just another generic trooper, all in green. As you can see, I had a terrible job for my paint application for this dude's face. His eyes are all over the place, so he's definitely crazy eyes out of the group. But again, you know, it's nice to have fodder, so if you're army building or something like this, that's a great thing that you can do with this guy. So that is that guy. We have another Allied trooper with a one of the trench guns or the shotguns. It comes packaged in with them in green fatigues. He's got one of the radio comms backpacks, which is really nice. That these aren't as common as, you know, some of the other backpacks. So this is definitely an easy way to get this backpack, which is pretty nice. I always like having those, so I'm never complaining about receiving any of those. And then we have another just kind of infantryman, brown top, green fatigue lowers. Got another one of those M1 Grands. He's got traditional style helmet. He's got one of the what is that? The shovels attached to his backpack, and that is all about what's going on with him. We have our officer out of the group. So this guy is, according to his shoulders, he's a 2-star general, if you guys can pick that up. My camera's having a hard time focusing. Yeah, okay. So 2-star general. Comes with a beret. Not bad. He's got a brown undershirt, then just in traditional green fatigues. We have another infantry soldier with that newer style helmet, so it's got like that cloth covering over it. A gunmetal gray M1 Grand, green fatigues, older style backpack, and that is all he's got going on. And our last trooper is, I'm assuming, some type of officer, but he doesn't have any ranks on his jacket or anything like that. So that's kind of what we got for the Allied size. For the display or the scenery piece that we get this really nice 50 cal. So this is a 50 cal on a tripod. What's cool about it, I don't know if you can pick this up just due to the lighting. So the 50 cal is actually in 2 colors. So the barrel, the extended portion of the barrel is in gunmetal gray, but the rest of it's in that kind of coyote brownish color along with the rest of the gun. So that's kind of neat that we have, you know, dual molding on the gun itself. We have the ammo belt being fed into it from the ammo box. So that's cool, that can all be detached. So that's really nice. And then the final piece that we have for the scenery is 3 sandbags attached to one board, and then kind of like this weird angular piece that are just kind of connected by that one sandbag and that stretchy barbed wire cord to kind of give that nice little barbed wire look in front of the trench gun. So thoughts and opinions about this set. I purchased this for $50, okay? So when looking at getting 18 figures, that's actually a pretty reasonable price given what you're actually getting. The problem that I have about this particular set is that there's nothing really spectacular or new in that sense. And so what I mean by that is, you know, all the firearms that we're seeing in the set are all older weapons. So none of these weapons are like, you know, like in my opinion, weapons that I like to army build or have additional ones. What I would have liked to see is you know, some of the M1A1 Thompsons included, some of the, you know, even a Sten machine gun. We haven't seen those in a while. It would have been really neat, especially since we have some Axis officers, to get that, you know, that Luger that was packaged in with the enemy troops battle pack. So I know they have the molds for it. For whatever reason, I don't know why they didn't include it in this set for their troops. But getting past the fact of that most of the accessories are, you know, all duplicates, if you're looking at, you know, wanting to, you know, army build, especially for Axis troops, this is a lot cheaper of a way to do it than to buy a bunch of the, you know, enemy Axis battle packs. You know, and then on top of that, you're also getting a variety of different, you know, clothing appearances, you know, and you're getting that flame trooper, which is pretty nice within itself. So, I mean, there are benefits to getting this. I think for me, I collect Mega Construx, so I have literally every single set. And I kind of find this as being one of those things where I could have passed, given the fact that I have everything within this set. So if you're in that kind of boat where you've already purchased everything, you have everything in the Legends line, this is something that you really don't need unless you're just looking at being a completionist. If you've missed out on a few sets, if you're looking at trying to get some of the newer style helmets that were, you know, packaged in with the Higgins boat that released at the end of last year, this is a great way to get that. So there are pros and cons on both sides. You know, given the fact for the price and the figures, yeah, it's a pretty good deal. If you're in my boat, like if I wasn't trying to get it, you know, immediately, this would have been a really good set to pick up on like discount or, you know, half price in my opinion, but I doubt it's going to drop down to that price. $50 is very reasonable for what you're getting. I'm really digging the scenery pieces because that's really neat. I love when Mega does that, when they have those additional things. It just kind of brings a little, you know, a higher level of immersion with the figures to be able to, you know, create displays. So regardless, I'm happy with the purchase. I'm not disappointed in that sense. One thing I will say about some of the figures though, they all have the painted on faces. So I know this has kind of been going back and forth for 2019. Some of them have been absolutely terrible. So quality control is still, you know, something that's plaguing Mega Construx. So keep that in mind. You know, if you see these in store, I know you're kind of gambling on the fact that most of the figures are packaged in the box, but you know, you can see kind of what that looks like, at least for the 2 figures that would be packaged in the window side on both the left and the right. So just kind of making sure that they have, you know, better painted on faces would be, you know, the best that you could do. Overall, I'm very happy with the set. If you guys like the review, please go ahead and leave a like. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I have a few more videos coming out that I've had sets on, you know, just kind of backlog. So I'm working on those. So if you don't want to miss a video, definitely hit that subscribe button and that notification so you don't miss a video. If you guys have the set, or, you know, if you guys are looking forward to a different set, go ahead and leave a comment, because I'm always interested in what you guys want to see and what you guys are looking for. And then besides that, if you guys do know if the the flamethrower piece is accurate, go ahead and leave a comment, because I'd like to know if that's actually realistic for Mega. Anyways, guys, thank you for coming by, checking out the video, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.